Namaste. Mm. It's been a while. um, I just wanted to chat to you today about one or two things that's coming up. The first thing I want to talk about is how our minds go into judgment without comprehension. So, for example, in the spiritual path, I've seen, and in the world, it's not just spiritual path, we follow people that have a particular way of looking, let's say, like they look really healthy and successful, or whatever it is, or very spiritual. Um, yeah, we often follow people that we wish to emulate or wish to be like. And that's an interesting thing because perhaps we should be listening to people that have actually figured it out how to be themselves, which means they might not look like anything you want to emulate. Have you thought about that? If someone's really being themselves, it might not be at all what you want to emulate because you also want to be yourself. And also, what we see in the world is different people have different handicaps. Some people might be flying high in the world at this moment, but maybe they're not. They don't have a very big handicap. And somebody else you don't even know it might be suffering with a cancer, or their child committed suicide. They just have terrible, huge amounts of family lineage pain in their body. They could be having tremendous suffering that they're facing, but they're still getting up every day and meeting the day. And that person's probably more worth following than somebody who's got quite a light load and gets up and faces the day and does some rehash, where they share information they've picked up from around the world and share it with you as if it's their own. And that information is nice, of course, the ones we read and share with each other. But the person who's really facing a tough time, that might be the person to truly connect with and see how the hell did they do that? How they're carrying this massive, huge, look at my onesie and my unicorns. Anyways, it's cold. But when someone's having a really hard time and they don't listen to our rhetoric about, just be positive. I love all these things people come up with until it's your turn and you're having a really hard time. Yeah. So what I'm trying to say is give each other a break. Like, we don't actually know what somebody else is carrying, and if we did know, we might think they're a frigging hero instead of judging them because their hair is dry and they're a bit overweight or they don't have a job or something like that. You don't know what's going on. It'd be nice to find out, when someone's having a really hard time. What power are they building inside of them and what are they calling to meet that? And perhaps you're having a really hard time and you're judging yourself, like, oh, look at everybody else. They're all getting it right. I do my affirmations every day and meditate and whatever else I do, and I'm not getting it together. So perhaps you need to be less hard on yourself, like turn into the place that's suffering. Like this place is in our being, in our bodies. We feel it in our body, it's in our being, but our body is the one communicating what's going on in our being, and something's suffering there. And instead of judging it, go, okay, how about some love? How about some love? Let me love you, right? Can I just sing like an with love through and vibrate it through my body and say, I love you and I'm sorry you're suffering. And you know what? It's probably got something to do with me. I'm probably doing something or not conscious of something and helping the suffering, or there's something coming up to heal, and and yeah, have some compassion for yourself. Have some love for your being, you know. Don't think it should be different all the time. Sometimes we face a suffering or a struggle that can last for years, you know, and years and years. Sometimes we have a heartbreak, something dies, you know, like a beloved relationship can die, which affects many people's hearts, or, you know, a family member can die, or we just didn't have the life we thought we would have, and our hearts break, you know, for a long time. Some people die from those broken hearts, you know. The heart is the emperor of the body, and it's giving love all to all the people, all the beings in the body. The heart feeds the love. And if your heart breaks and you close your heart and you start to protect it, you can't give love to your lands. You can't give love to your lands, and then the lands start to die. So some people can and do die from a broken heart. I understand that well because I've almost died from a broken heart. So I know it. And it's worthy of compassion. Really worthy of compassion. And sometimes what I've noticed in life, so some people may not understand this, it's actually the people who live the deepest in the heart that also suffer the deepest heartbreaks. Other people live more on the skin and they don't let themselves feel so much, and they, you know, they call them thick-skinned, or, you know, they just have a way of like not really living from the heart. They might seem like they do, but they actually may be more mind-centered or sex-centered or belly-centered. Heart-centered people are the ones that suffer the deepest heartbreaks, and they need care. And your power is your heart, but it's also your vulnerable place. It's both. Both your heart is your power, and it's what is vulnerable in you. So I just want you to know I understand. Understand. And I honor the power that is in you of love. And so I come to this place where I'm doing a healing heart ceremony in Johannesburg. I've wanted to have it a bit more intimate, a bit more like family, so I'm having it at my home. And we're really going to work with the heart. And I want to encourage all kinds of people to come, including people who help others and facilitate others, because you probably need to work with your heart the most. You know, to get really conscious in your heart space. You need to do this, you know, and I'm not saying you're not doing it, but it's really an opportunity to a space where you can come and be with your heart, see what's going on. You know, when something nasty comes your way, like a death or an ending, or then it shows you the heart and what we've been avoiding feeling, and how far we've gone into love, and how far we haven't gone into love. And this work is about, it's the royal path. Because the king and the queen in the archetypes are those who can live from the heart. And they are rare, rare human beings. And we're going to be drinking rose medicine, because rose is an exquisite medicine for the heart and for the sex, actually, especially for the yoni, but for the lingam too. Of course, the heart and the sex are completely connected, so where the yoni closes or is hurt, the heart will feel it and be affected, and where the lingam also, and where the heart is hurt, affects the lingam, and so forth. You know, a lot of times what we see even in physical heart disease is, you know, before men start to realize they have a heart issue, they'll find out they have an erection issue. You know, it can be linked, not always, okay, I don't want to scare anyone here. There's a lot of things that can affect an erection in a man, but certainly a closed heart, a broken heart, a protected heart will affect a man's erection and a woman's capacity to open to sex and love as well. And it's on Mary Magdalene's feast day, it's this Saturday. And that was quite a woman, the first woman at the side who found Jesus. The tomb of Jesus was empty. A very devoted woman, full of love and very powerful healing energies.